And what I will share with you, if you go to the website prolegalleads.com, there's you register for free, and you can click on the free training section. And what's there are literally dozens of recordings, an archive of different leaders in the company who have different styles of selling and different levels of success in the company, different gold, silvers, whatever we have there. And but you can hear other guys and how they're doing it. And what you do is you take what you like from each one of them and you incorporate it into your own style. But the key to this is, I'm not going to harp on it, is know your product cold. You want to be a professional, you want to be knowledgeable, that will come across, and that, at the end of the day, product knowledge is your best weapon to create a substantial income. So with that said, I think I'll turn it over to you. And one other thing, for those of you who are new on the call tonight, this is something that we do, again, to walk, not just talk the talk. We prove that this is how it gets done all day, every day. But understand that Legal Shield was newly acquired by Mid-Ocean Partners, which is a multi-billion-dollar private equity firm. I think they paid $600+ million for Legal Shield last year. Understand that they didn't buy Legal Shield because they're nice guys and they thought they can make 20% return on their money. They bought this because they saw an undervalued asset that they can inject their expertise and their funds, right? Their many, many millions of dollars that they could put to support this company in various areas, but one area in particular is advertising. So if you've noticed, you'll see around the internet, you'll see commercials on television. They're out there putting a lot of money into advertising right now. So now, today, literally, this moment is probably the best time you've ever had to really sell this product, because the brand awareness campaigns that are out there right now, there's a lot of money being pumped into it. So you'll find that a lot of people are familiar with Legal Shield, they've seen the commercials or whatever it might be. So this is a great time to take advantage of the money that's being poured into the company and help yourself build a business. So, okay, for those of you who are new, I'm going to turn it over to a second, but just understand what we're doing. Well, we'll be calling tonight live for you leads that were purchased for people who have an immediate need for legal services. They have some kind of legal issue they're dealing with. They need help. Maybe they can't afford $200 or $300 or $400 an hour for a private attorney. So they requested that you call because somehow they stumbled on a website that explained a little bit about the services, and they're interested. So we're calling people who requested we call them because they have some type of legal issue that they need help with. We'll call them, assess the situation, determine if this is a good fit, that being Legal Shield, our product. If our product's a good fit for their particular problem, and if it is, they'll try and close a deal. And if he closes a deal, and you'll hear it live, if he closes a deal or has a live prospect, he will walk through 90% of the pitch and the close, but when he takes private information, he's going to log off, that being Social Security number or any personal information. He will put us on hold so that the 60 to 100 people who are on the call right now don't get to hear people's private information. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to you. Good luck. And by the way, for those of you who are in the business, if you have leads, you can send them in, and he'll call those leads. And if he opens a deal, it's your deal, because we're doing this for 3 reasons. 1, to walk the walk, to prove that it's real, right? 2, to educate everybody who's on the team. And 3, for prospects who are out there that may be interested. Perhaps they've been to a meeting, perhaps they've heard the pitch, and for whatever reason they haven't joined yet. Or maybe this is the first time they're invited, right? So they're looking for extra income and a new avenue or vehicle to make that extra income. So we're doing it for you guys live tonight. We're trying to educate you. We're trying to recruit. We're using it as a recruiting tool, and we're teaching at the same time. So with that, I'll turn it over to you. Good luck on your calls, and do your thing.
All right, well, thank you very much. And I do have to correct you on one thing. I am flawless. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get these calls started. And we're going to have some fun tonight, and we're going to reach out to some folks and get some sales made. And, again, for those who are on the line, take it as a training call. I will say this. I'm pretty good at this. I have very, very, very high retention. May not sell as many as the average person, but I have very, very, very high and strong retention. And with our company, retention matters over everything. If you have bad retention, the company will get rid of you. It's just that simple and just that plain. Now, for those who are listening, I will always preface the call with this statement. We are looking for people with high integrity. I mean, you would want the same thing. You will want the same thing for your family, for your child, if you have your own business, where you work. We're looking for people with high integrity and high character. I will never have a call without saying that because that's the person we're looking for. If you're a person looking for a fast buck, this is not for you. If you're a person, I just want to be honest with you. We sell legal services, okay? So we dot our I's and cross our T's. Whether you're spiritual or not, but this is the best way of saying it. If God won't do it, don't you do it, okay? And so, again, we're looking for sharp people with high levels of integrity because this is a serious business. This is not one of those fly-by-night deals. This company hasn't stood the test of time for 40 years with the wrong people. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Our first lead we'll be calling is Deborah. This is the first lead I received. Is a civil union, same-sex partner, legal, and does not require divorce to solve it. Is a civil union the same as a same-sex partner union? Does not. Okay, she wants advice. Let's see if we can get her enrolled in the service and not just give her advice. Hold on for a second. And she's out of New Jersey.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
For purposes of training, ladies and gentlemen, I won't leave messages just to let you guys know. Hold on 1 second. We'll make our next call. Hold on for a second. Okay, great. I have another lead. Child custody. Need to modify the parenting plan in the state of West Virginia. I have a daughter who is 6 years old, who is 60 years of age, and I live in a different state than she does, and we need to modify the parenting plan because the mother of the child is not following the plan. I've tried to go and see her, and the mother has refused to let me see her. This is an easy one. Hold on.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, this is with Legal Shield. I received a correspondence from you regarding child custody and getting I'm assuming your ex to adhere to some rules that were already in place that seems as if she's denying you the right to see your daughter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. Is this a good time for you?
Yeah, that's fine, man.
Okay, no problem. This is my late day at the office. Do apologize for calling you after 5 p.m., but it did seem as if it was urgent, so I want to give you a buzz.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, tell me a little bit what's going on, a little bit more detail than what I've read here in your correspondence. What's going on here?
All right. Basically, we live together in Maryland, and my daughter and my ex currently live in West Virginia, and I live and reside in New Jersey. And basically, we were together for a year after my daughter was born, and then I moved back home, and then she moved back home, and, filed court out there and everything like that, child custody case, a parenting plan. And this is back in 2007 when my daughter was, just a little over a year old. She will be 7 this March. And basically the parenting plan is basically really out to date. It doesn't really, have all the bells and whistles that it really should at this point because my daughter's much older. And basically we need, to really go back and modify that. And in the meantime, she's, had a new boyfriend pretty much about a year ago, and he's the owner of the property where she lives right now. And she's made it very tough for me to see her because she's asked me now to, we had an agreement, where we, we're very civil. I was very civil with her family, and we're actually able to, get along and do things together as a, as a group, as a unit. And ever since this boyfriend came along, I've had to basically stay at a hotel every time I've come up, obviously pay my own way and everything like that. And I pay child support every month on top of that. And she lives 7 hours away, and it's very expensive. It's just become so expensive where I can't afford to really see her all that often. And the last couple months, I've made a couple attempts to basically try to schedule time to come out, either to pick her up and bring her back for a weekend or an extra long weekend. And basically, she's just really come up with other reasons to stop me from coming out there, saying that she's busy or that, she can't because of school or, trying to make up some excuse where I'm not able to see her. And she's also really taken back the communication in terms of letting me know what's going on with, anything medical going on with her or her education. She's not really giving me any information on what's going on with her teacher and how she's doing at school. And that's where we stand right now.
Okay, well, thank you. Well, first of all, I'm sorry to hear that. I can imagine. I'm married with my children in my home. I can imagine being separated from my kids. So, my heart goes out to you. And number two, I commend you for, reaching out. I'm assuming, have you already talked to an attorney about this matter? I'm assuming you have, or maybe you haven't.
I have not. Believe it or not, we got into an argument last night, and she actually put her boyfriend on the phone. And I really didn't appreciate that because I don't really think that it has anything to do with his business. And, really I just felt at this point that I'm going to go up to West Virginia and talk to a couple attorneys up there just to get more information. I had to take a couple days off from work because of this too, and I'm not going to get paid now. But I want to get this thing and nip it in the bud as quick as possible and make sure that, I can be able to see my daughter and, that she's okay and that, we can get this all resolved as quick as possible.
Okay. Well, what we can do to help you, just so you know, we're not pro bono, we're not legal aid. However, we do offer affordable legal services.
Okay.
And now, what's good about our law firm is that we're in every state. So the fact that you live in New Jersey, we also have a law firm that's in West Virginia.
Great.
So this way it'll save you a dime, driving down there and trying to search for a law firm. Well, we have a provider law firm in West Virginia that either the New Jersey or the provider law firm in West Virginia will be helping you in this matter.
Okay.
So the first thing, let me qualify you to make sure you do qualify for affordable legal services. Are you currently employed?
I'm currently employed, yes.
Okay, great. Do you have an active checking or savings?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Let me tell you what our law firm can do for you. First of all, you'll have an opportunity to speak to the law firm, and they're going to give you advice for where you stand. Now, I've worked with the law firm now for 11 years, and, to be honest with you, sometimes the law and logic doesn't match up. I'm not sure if that's ever been your experience or not.
Yeah.
But they will tell you nuts and bolts where you stand legally and tell you what your rights are so you're abreast with your rights.
Okay.
If they deem it appropriate or necessary in this matter, they will write a letter or make a phone call to help you enforce your rights.
Okay.
And that's if they deem it appropriate, and that's important. There will be times, and you've probably experienced this, when it comes to child custody, you're going to have to fill out documents and fill out forms, things of that nature. They'll help you review those documents before you sign anything going forward. That's important.
Okay.
Now, everything I just mentioned will be done at no cost.
Okay.
Now, let's say you need to take her to court. If it gets that unfortunate, you need to take her to court. They'll give you some tidbits on what to say and do in court at no cost.
Okay.
Now, if it fits into your financial makeup, you have an opportunity to retain them if you want to take them to court with you. and you can retain them. Retainers vary. It just depends on the situation, but you can retain them as well at a discounted rate, and they'll go to court with you.
Okay.
Now, with our services, we can get you enrolled right away. This way, obviously, it's the latter part of the day to get you processed. You wouldn't get processed until till Thursday. However, you'll be able to speak to our law firm as early as Friday to go ahead and get the ball rolling to get some of these challenges alleviated.
Okay. Perfect.
Now, I have some of your preliminary information here. Let me verify some information. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mention this prior to. For what it's worth, for training purposes and for your security, these calls are recorded.
Okay.
Okay, just want to mention that. Apologize for that. I have 2 phone numbers for you. The one I initially called you on. I also have a mobile. I'm not sure if it's a mobile or home line, but I have a 9.
Yes, that's my house line.
Okay, great. Now our services, they're $26.95 per month. It's a one-time agreement, and for what it's worth, this may not mean anything to you, but many of our parents who where they're nuclear families like yours, where there's children in different households, until your child is 18 years old, this is something that you might want to hold on to, but you're only obligated for 1 year.
Okay.
And this may not mean anything to you, but I'm married, my wife and I, but we work with the law firm, but we also cover our family with this $26.95 service.
Okay.
And that's $26.95. Let me preface that. Some people, when I say $26.95, they think of the cost of attorneys and they're thinking of $2,600. No, but that's $26.95.
Okay.
If you elect to pay with checking or savings, you can pay monthly.
Okay.
If you elect to pay with a credit card or debit card, you have to pay annually. Many of our clients elect to pay monthly. The choice is yours. If you pay annually, it's $333.40 all in one shot, or you can pay monthly. It's totally up to you. It doesn't matter to us.
Okay.
Let me go and get your mailing information so we can get you processed, and again, get you on the phone with this attorney as early as Friday afternoon. Where do you reside? What's your mailing address?
It's going to be 20 Glen, New Jersey, and the zip over there is...
Okay, great. I have an email for you as com. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, you have one child, I'm assuming?
Just one child. Yep, she is 6 years old.
Okay. Your child will also be covered under the plan at no additional cost.
Okay.
So I'll need your child's name, first name, last name, and date of birth.
Okay. First name is...
Okay. Date of birth?
Date of birth is...
Okay, perfect. Your date of birth?
My date of birth is...
Now, your Social Security number will prove as your temporary membership number. I'm going to mute the lines for a moment. For security reasons, we don't record the Social Security number. So okay. You're going to hear it says mute just for your protection. Hold on for 1 quick second.
Sure.
Okay, great. Now, I did mention this. I'm your agent. Actually, I have a co-worker here. He's an agent as well. We'll be assigned as your agent for the next year, unless you elect to keep the services going forward. His name is. He'll send the email with the attached form and everything, and you'll need to get that back. If you get it back to us tomorrow, again, we'll get you processed and get you on the phone with the law firm as early as Friday.
Okay.
We'll be your agent for 1 year. Our job is very simple. To keep you abreast of your services, if there are any changes, I will say this, the prices have never changed. Your monthly service has never changed with our law firms for over the last 40 years.
Okay.
We don't see it changing. In addition to that, my job is to make sure that you don't fall into collections. Again, as I mentioned, it is a 1 year agreement. Let's say for whatever reason, let's say you lose a credit card or something of that nature, or you need to change your accounts, I'll be prompted on my end. I'll reach out to you to make sure you stay in good standing with the law firm.
Okay.
A couple of other things for what it's worth. Now, this isn't pertaining to your immediate situation, and I'll let you go after this. There are a couple of other things that are tied into your services. It sounds like, you're back and forth on the highway seeing your child. Well, if you get any moving traffic violations anywhere within the continental United States or Canada, we'll represent you in court at no cost. That's important. If you don't currently have a will, and not to sound jury or anything like that, but if you don't have a will, God forbid something happens to you and you want your child to spend some time with your family, you need to have a will. Well, we understand these situations. They're very sensitive. You'll also have an opportunity to get your will done at no cost.
Okay.
What's also tied in, let's say you and your child's mom, you get into an argument one year and you want to file for your child for tax purposes, or she wants to file, and whatever happens, you end up getting audited, we'll represent you in an audit. What's also very important, if you find yourself on the defensive end of a lawsuit, so let's say for any reason, let's say you're down there visiting and the boyfriend, and I've seen crazier things happen, he lies and he wants to civilly sue you for something.
Okay.
Well, you'll receive trial hours for our law firm. The first year, you'll receive 60 hours of our law firm's trial time at no cost to you. If you go to court for a civil lawsuit, sorry about that. And as long as you're a member of our services, it will accrue every year. An extra 60 hours will be added up to 300 hours, and it caps there.
Okay.
Okay. Now that's all tied into our services. And then lastly, what we found in the past, when we have families that have been together but they're separated, you'd be shocked, but identity theft is a major, major, major concern. Though the two of you are together, she may have some of your personal information. If you find yourself a victim of identity theft, we'll restore it for you at no cost.
Okay.
And you'll see this in the email. There'll be a short video. You'll have an opportunity to watch. We're listed under the Better Business Bureau. We get an A+ rating. We have millions of clients, close to 2 million. And so you'll see that when you go online. And you'll get that tonight. Look it over tomorrow. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, you'll hear from us. We'll secure everything we need, and we'll get you on the phone with the law firm Friday.
Okay, sounds good, man. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you're able to take my call, and we're happy to help you out.
All right, so I guess I'll hear from one of you guys tomorrow?
Yeah, you'll hear from one of us tomorrow. If you don't hear from me directly, you'll hear from us. What's a good time for you?
You know what? Really, any time between 8 and noon tomorrow would be fantastic.
Okay, I'm jotting that down right now. You'll probably hear from me or Mr. 9 a.m.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, great. It's been a pleasure. We look forward to helping you. You have a great evening. Drive safely.
All right, you too, man. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the lines are unmuted. That was a simple sell. After reading over what the challenges were, that was real simple. As you can see, I was very professional. I was empathetic and sympathetic early on in the call, but again, I was very direct. I heard him out. If he'd have talked to me for 40 minutes, I would have heard him out. And we got the information and secured, and